on the retention and comprehension of the vocabulary. And that reflects to my research, which is on C1 vocabulary. Next, it also enables students to experiment with vocabulary and also enhance their motivation by providing the writing is a platform for the students to express and reflect their language comprehension. And lastly, it also builds familiarity with words and motivates them to learn and apply more. These are all based on the researches that I have quoted. I have also inserted here. Next. Okay, about the statement of the problem. Now look into the problem first. Okay, so the problem here is that students often struggle to acquire and accurately use advanced vocabulary. This is why, because it is due to limited exposure and they don't know how to integrate the vocabulary that they have learned into the writings because they don't know the language structure in order to insert and integrate them. Then they may also recognize words but face challenges in effectively applying them in varied contexts. That means writing, it doesn't only mean academic, it can be reflective, it can be journals or expository. So we have many styles of writing. And according to Lofer 1998, he has indicated that lack of vocabulary proficiency impacts motivation among the learners, and students will feel very less prepared and they lack confidence when they are using the language because they are not confident themselves whether they are using the word correctly or accurately. And according to Ferris 2011, this limitation reduces their ability to articulate ideas clearly and persuasively. This problem can also affect the students' overall academic achievement and progression in language proficiency as well, stated by Mier 2005. Next. Next, we will be looking at our research objectives, which will be 3, and research questions also, which will be 3. So, in this research, we are going to find out the Tesl training teacher's perception on the impact of writing academic essays in enhancing the C1 vocabulary mastery. And also we want to find out the most significant element of writing academic essays that influences the enhancement of C1 vocabulary. Lastly, we also want to see the relationship between the impact of writing academic essays and Tesl teacher trainees in enhancing the C1 vocabulary mastery. Next. As for the hypothesis, we have 2 hypotheses. The first one is the null hypothesis, which states there is no significant relationship between the 2 variables, whereas we have another hypothesis, which is called the alternate hypothesis, stating the relationship between writing academic and also the C1 vocabulary mastery. So along the way, we will see which hypothesis is accepted in my research. Next. Okay, this is the conceptual framework. As you can see, writing academic essays is the independent variable. And here, perceptions of Tesl teacher trainees in enhancing the C1 vocabulary will be the dependent variable, which also structures to define the impact of the academic essays, where will be the vocabulary expansion, confidence with vocabulary use, retention of vocabulary, motivation to use advanced vocabulary, and effectiveness of writing. Usually, the independent variable will be reflecting to the dependent variable. So their perception actually, the perception of Tesl teacher trainees actually reflects on the academic essays. It actually influences the ID too. These are the 5 elements that we will be seeing during the research discussion. Next. Okay, as for the significance of the research, we have 2, which is Tesl teachers in ITG. This is because this research provides their perception that they can reflect on what extent writing academic essays can impact their vocabulary mastery. And also we have the Tesl lecturers of the Department of Language in ITG, where they will be able to gain insights from teacher trainees' perception, and they will also develop more effective targeted writing exercises to improve the vocabulary mastery among trainee teachers. Next. As for the related past research, there are 3 that I have taken, but there is more. Significantly, this one that I would like to explain. This research is carried out by Soraya 2019, on the title, The Influence of Vocabulary Mastery and Reflexivity on Students' Writing Skills at Senior High School. So she has chosen senior high school, which are 28 pupils, and how she has conducted was she chose survey, vocabulary test, and writing test. And the findings that we can see that influence of vocabulary mastery reflectively give a positive, strong relationship to writing skills. As moving on to the next one, that we have research that conducted this research called the correlation between students' writing ability and their vocabulary mastery by Mahmuda 2014. He has employed 60 students for his research, where he used descriptive writing, where he employ the students to write descriptive writing on the movie content that they have watched. And also he has employed vocabulary questionnaire to them. So as the findings, we can see that students gain vocabulary acquisition, engaging in written communication, which enabling them to produce more comprehensive and effective writing. As the third one, we will see is by Liana 2019, which is writing as a vocabulary learning tool, where she has chosen private vocational students, 60 of them, and she has employed vocabulary tests and also questionnaire, which final findings are the practice of writing academic essays contributes to English vocabulary acquisition among ESL learners. Next. Okay, as for the research design for my research, I have chosen survey research, which is quantitative approach, which branches to two, descriptive analysis and also inferential analysis. As for the population, I have chosen 52 PISMP June 2021-2025, which is my batch, and senior batch 71 of them from PISMP June 2020-2024, and also 20 PISMP Tesl training teachers from June 2019 from 2023. So these three samples are gotten because they have been selected just because they have gotten their C1 level in FT's I'm sorry. Okay, as for the sample, we have simple random sampling technique, where according to Reggie Morgan table 1970, according to my population, the total was 140, but for my sample, I have chosen 103 training teachers. Next. As for the instrument, we have 29 items, and which has questionnaires, 5 effect scale, which is disagree, neither agree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. These are the 5 effect scale. And we have 2 sections in my survey, which is demographic information, and also the teacher's training perception of writing impact of academic essays in enhancing the C1 vocabulary. Under this section, we will be discussing on the 5 impacts that I have shown in the conceptual framework. And also, as I mentioned, the 5 elements of vocabulary mastery, and also this survey was distributed through Google Form. Next. Okay, we will be looking at the data collection procedure. So the first step, I chose the appropriate questionnaire was selected to my research topic. And secondly, I have amended the questionnaire to fit the research topic with the guidance from my supervisor. And also, I have gotten permission from Jabatan Perancangan Pendidikan and Inovasi in order to check the questionnaire's validity. And after getting the validity test from the JPPI, I have directly employed pilot study was conducted in order to check the Cronbach alpha's value to test the reliability of the instrument before distributing to the respondents. And after we have checked the reliability, the instrument was distributed through a survey using Google Form to the sample, and data was obtained and analyzed using SPSS 29.0. Next. Okay, as for the data analysis procedure, there are 2. The first one is descriptive analysis. So under this descriptive analysis, there are 2 research questions, which are research question 1 and 2, in order to find out the perception and also the most significant element of writing academic essays in influencing the C1 vocabulary mastery. So in order to evaluate this research question, we will be using the means score interpretation table, where we have 5 interpreters. And for inferential analysis is answering the research question number 3 on finding the Pearson correlation coefficient between the two variables, whether there are relationship between the writing academic essays and also enhancement of C1 vocabulary mastery among Tesl training teachers. Next. As for the data findings, my respondents profile are 74 respondents are female respondents and also 29 respondents are from male. This includes the 3 batch, which was PISMP June 2021-2025, 2020-2024, and 2019-2022. Next. Okay, so the data findings for the research objective number 1, to find out the Tesl training teachers' perception on the impacts of academic essays in enhancing the C1 vocabulary. Look, these are the 5 impacts that are shown in the conceptual framework. So we're going to go one by one. Vocabulary expansion, confidence, retention, motivation, effectiveness. All these 5, these are the mean scores, which is above 4.6, 4.3, 4.5, 3.95, 4.5. So these results, we are using the Moldeni 2009 mean table in order to find the level of the mean for each impact. As for the overall, we can see it's 4.3.4, which indicates a very high mean score for the overall 5 elements and that influences vocabulary enhancement to writing academic essays. Next. Okay, as for the discussion of our research question 1, so the first one is vocabulary expansion element. The mean score was 4.6.1. So frequent writing exercises promote vocabulary expansion. This was stated by Lee and Hens, 2017, that he has mentioned when there's a writing exercise, there is vocabulary expansion, and this way the pupils are able to apply the vocabulary they learn from passive to active, which is in writing form. So this comes from not receptive but productively applying the vocabulary. Next, we have is the retention of vocabulary, the second impact, which the mean score is 4.5. So as we can see, pupils increase their vocabulary through retrieving and applying words. Not just only they learn one time, but they have to recall themselves and retry using and applying in different contexts through writing. This allows for deeper cognitive engagement, which will increase the retention of vocabulary among pupils. As for the third impact, you see the confidence. This is stated from Ferris 2020. It stated that it enables learners to internalize vocabulary, and when they use the vocabulary naturally, it builds the self-assurance and also increases the confidence in language application. Next slide. The last two impact is the motivation, which has the mean score 3.9.5. It also stated, according to Masa, Zimmerman 2015, writing academic essays allow pupils to foster intrinsic motivation and seek to improve their linguistic repertoire, where they were also able to develop their personal investment, which will encourage them to adopt new vocabulary and integrating them into their academic writing. And lastly is effectiveness of writing. We have the mean score is 4.53, where it allows pupils to facilitate active word of usage in effective writing. And also this way, the pupils are able to commit the vocabulary to their memory when they effectively use the vocabulary in their writing. Next. As for the data findings for research question 2, we have is to find out the most significant elements. So under these 5 elements, the most significant is how we find out is the highest mean value that has among these 5, which is vocabulary expansion 4.6.1, which relates to very high. Next. As these are the survey questionnaires that falls under vocabulary expansion, and the total mean score is 4.6, and these are the mean scores for each questions, which is very high. So according to Lee 2021, he has stated that pupils to practice complex vocabulary use, it will strengthen their ability to recall, and it will also help them to expand the vocabulary depth, and it gives the exposure to diverse texts while introduces language patterns and vocabulary usage. This all comes under vocabulary expansion. As for data findings for research objective number 3 is the relationship between the IB and the DB. I have used Pearson correlation, and according to Scober, the value between the R value between the Pearson correlation 0.5 to 1 suggests a very strong correlation between the two variables. So as for my research, I got 0.698. So this states that the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternate hypothesis is accepted, which means it has a strong linear correlation among the two variables. Next slide. The discussion I have explained according to the recent research finding, Samsidar, Fauzi, Karpia and Patek 2022. In their research, they also have indicated that there's a significant positive correlation between writing performance and also vocabulary knowledge. Next. As for conclusion, under the research question 1, you can see through the research findings, it is viewed that IPG Pelajar Tesl training teachers perceived writing academic essays as an effective way enhancing the C1 vocabulary mastery. And as for research question 2, based on the findings of vocabulary expansion, the most significant element contributing to C1 is C1 vocabulary mastery is the most Tesl teacher trainees perception. It's according to their perception that they have chosen that this is the most significant element, which is the vocabulary expansion. And research question 3, the findings reveal that there is a strong correlation towards writing academic essays and the C1 vocabulary mastery. Next. As for the implication, the first one that we'll be seeing is the history of education, MOE and Institute Pendidikan Guru IPGM. As we all know that recently, 2022, the Ministry of Education, IPGM, has released a memorandum that stating mandatory C1 proficiency level for the teachers in order to graduate. So they have this research will give them an insight for them to build a curriculum according to develop more structured writing academic tasks for the pupils to gain vocabulary knowledge. And also to IPG Pelajar Tesl lecturers, this will give them the insights on the trained teachers on their vocabulary mastery, and it also helps them to develop more writing academic tasks. As for educators and IPG Pelajar training teachers in school, where we will graduate and working as a school teacher, so in order to also introduce vocabulary, writing is an effective way, so this applies to the educators as well. Yes. As for the recommendation, I would recommend to explore different types of writing tasks. Mine, I chose academic writing, but there are several writing tasks. For example, creative writing, exploratory, argumentative, reflective. So you can also choose one of the tasks and also employ this design. Next is to integrate different research design, which is qualitative method. Mine is quantitative method, and it's just basically on perceptions. But if you are going to choose on research design that's qualitative, you are going to deeply analyze themes, the 5 elements, by not really statistically seeing numbers through quantitative method, but qualitative you can see words and analyze the themes. And next is you have to, next recommendation is on adapting the recent instrument in order to get a higher validity and reliability, and also so that you don't feel left out by using old instruments. So you have to adapt the instruments in order to gain more insights. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Archana, for the insightful presentation. Now, I would like to invite any panels for the Q&A session.
Congratulations, Champa, for being able. Congratulations to Archana for being able to present your research presentation successfully. Okay, one question here regarding your finding. Okay, which of this finding in your research that is the most interesting to you? I saw you have three findings, right?
Yeah.
From three research questions.
Yes.
So which one that you found it is the most interesting to you?
And we have like slide to the research question, research one. Okay. Thank you for the question, Mr. Chan. So as for the, okay, it's okay. This is okay. So as we see, I prefer the research question number one. It's the most interesting finding to me because I'm able to assess these five impacts. As we all know, I thought there's only like normally vocabulary expansion is the most significant impact in order for you to gain vocabulary. But not only that, I am able to get the insight that apart from that, confidence is important. Retention is important, motivation and effective of your writing is very important in order to gain vocabulary. It's not only expanding your vocabulary just in terms of receiving, maybe through listening or speaking skills, but through writing, it is proven in my research that it is effective, that writing also helps you to expand the vocabulary. So I find my research question number one is interesting to me.
Thank you, Achana, for your justification.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Achana, and for coming to this stage already and then presenting your finding of the research. Okay, I would like to ask about your instrument. It is a survey, right? So I believe you have a set of questionnaire. Can you please explain to us how do you actually prepare your questionnaire before you finally get a full set and then distribute to your respondents?
Okay, as for my instruments, I have actually taken past research, but in my research doesn't have the accurate survey questions because all you can see is mostly are based on school students and also mostly based on from vocabulary to writing, not from writing to vocabulary. So I have to go through like multiple research in order to cross-check, and I have my lecturer, my supervisor has guided me and she has deleted some of the question that's not relevant. So I have actually used, I think, two or three past research to combine this. So one of the research might only focus on vocabulary expansion. Another research might only focus on motivation. So in order to get everything all together, I have to combine the research instrument to finally produce one.
Okay, I'm happy with your explanation. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Ms. Archana and the respectful lecturers for the constructive feedbacks. Next, we are pleased to invite our equally remarkable presenter, Ms. Farah Nur Syafiqah binti Ahmad Marzuki, who will present her research on the relation of time management and teacher trainees' academic achievement. Please join me in warmly welcoming Ms. Farah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Farah Nur Syafiqah binti Ahmad Marzuki. Today I am going to present about my research titled The Relation of Time Management and Teacher Training's Academic Achievement. So, my study is under the supervision of Madam Narmisa Amiraza. Okay, first, let me start off with the background of the study. Time management is essential for academic success. This is supported by Munoz and Cortez 2001, as cited in Austrian 2021, which notes that high time management leads to high academic achievement. While the research has linked time management and academic achievement, limited studies focus on teacher trainees' time management who face unique academic challenges. In addition, time management influences teacher trainees' academic achievement and their preparedness of their classroom. Okay, now let's see the statement of problem. So the problem that leads me to carry out this research, the first one is limited research has focused specifically on teacher trainees. As I mentioned before, teacher trainees have unique challenges in academic. For example, teacher trainees have like practical and also theoretical training, which differs with other students. So this is difficult to generalize the past findings with teacher trainees due to the unique challenges. So, for example, Ahmad et al. 2019 investigate the relationship of time management and academic achievement among distance learning students, while Tyrell 2015 investigate this relation among higher secondary students. Next, existing literature presents mixed findings. For example, Rajayepo et al. 2015 shows significant positive relationship between time management and academic achievement, but Gayev et al. 2017 shows that no significant relationship between the two variables. So the inconsistent mixed findings needs persistent research, needs me to do the research for teacher trainees. So next, the purpose of my research is to examine if effective time management contributes to improve academic achievement. So while I am doing the research, I want to get insights on if effective time management will impact teacher trainees' academic achievement. Okay. Next is my research objective. There are two research objectives. The first one is to identify time management level among teacher trainees, and the second one is to identify the correlation between time management and academic achievement among teacher trainees. Next. Okay, so based on the research objective, I come up with two research questions. The first one is, what is the time management level among teacher trainees? And the second one is, what is the correlation between time management and academic achievement among teacher trainees? Okay. The significance of the research is on two main groups, which are teacher trainees and also educational organizations. First, the research will allow the teacher trainees to identify their time management level. So, based on the findings of the time management level, it will allow them to assess their strengths and also areas for improvement. Next, findings will motivate them to adopt more effective time management practices. Next is the significance for educational organizations. The research will help the educational organizations to understand the relationship between time management and academic achievement. It will also identify areas where additional support or resources are needed so that the educational organizations can design targeted programs like workshops or peer mentorship programs. This research is based on these two theories. The first one is Critical Jar theory by Jeremy Wright. Basically, this theory is about task prioritization to enhance productivity. In this case, teacher trainees have to prioritize their tasks by doing important tasks first and then doing the less important tasks. By enhancing productivity, it will impact their academic achievement positively. The next theory is self-regulated learning by B.J. Zimmerman. This theory underlines three components that are significant in learning. The first one is goal setting, the second one is self-monitoring, and the third one is self-reflection. This theory notes that if the students apply these three components in their learning, it will impact their academic achievement positively. Okay. Next, the related past researches act as the foundation for my study. So I have found three related past researches. The first two are from local research, and this one is from international research. The first one is by Osman et al. 2020, titled Relationship Between Time Management and Academic Achievement of Vocational College Students Undergoing On-the-Job Training. So, this research shows that the relationship between the two variables are not significant. But, however, time management is one of the significant employability skills. The next one is the research by Razali et al. 2018, titled The Impact of Time Management on Students' Academic Achievement. In this research, they identified three key factors within time management, which are time planning, time attitudes, and time wasting. In this research, they found that time management is positively correlated with academic achievement. And time planning is the most significant predictor of academic achievement. And the last one is by Ahmed et al. Titled Past Relationship of Time Management and Academic Achievement of Students in Distance Learning Institutions. This research found that there is a strong positive relationship between time management and academic achievement, and students who struggle with time management will face challenges in both their studies and also in their personal life. Okay. This is my conceptual framework. There are two variables. Time management is the independent variable and academic achievement is the dependent variable. So, by looking at this conceptual framework, we can see that time management directly influences academic achievement. Okay. The research design that I use is quantitative, using survey. So I chose survey because survey is ideal for collection of data for large sample, and also survey is cost efficient and also faster to conduct compared to other design. Okay. The population and sample. Okay, let's look at the population first. The population that I chose is 57 teacher trainees of Tesl PISMP 21-25 from IPG campus Dr. Razal Ismail. Okay, why do I choose this cohort? This is because they are the cohort that is with the most experience as teacher trainees. So I think they have more experience. They have the most experience practicing time management as teacher trainees. Okay, next, sample. The sample that I chose is 52 teacher trainees of PISMP Tesl 21-25 from IPG campus Dr. Razal Ismail. So the number 52 is I chose by referring to Tracy and Morgan 1970 sampling table to make sure that the finding is reliable. Okay, so the instrument that I use is questionnaire. The questionnaire consists of 23 questions and divided into two sections, and it uses 5-point Likert scale from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Okay, so the two sections are, the first one, teacher trainees demographic background, and the second section is time management practices among teacher trainees. So this instrument is adapted from two past researches, which are the effect of time management art on academic achievement among high school students in Jordan by Al-Zawbi, and also time management among the final year students of Quran and Sunnah Studies program, University Kebangsaan Malaysia during online learning by Al-Hakimi et al. Okay. Let's look at my research procedure. First, I identify the problem, as I mentioned in the problem statement, and then I review literature, and then I set the research question, research objective, and research hypothesis. Next, I choose the study design. After that, I decide on the sample design, and then I collect the data, and then I analyze it. And then the last one, I write a report on the findings. For my data collection procedure, after I have conducted the pilot study, I make some adjustments of the questions that have issues. And then after I have made the adjustment, I distribute the questionnaire to the sample through Google Form link. The Google Form link is distributed by using WhatsApp. And then the respondents fill in the questionnaire, and I've given them 1 week to fill in the questionnaire before I close the link and collected the data. Okay, data analysis procedure. Okay, after the data is collected, I analyze the data by using JBI. So I conducted descriptive analysis to address the research question number 1, and also inferential analysis to address the research question number 2. Okay, for descriptive analysis, I calculate the mean and standard deviation of teaching trainees' time management practices, and then I interpret them by using the table of mean interpretation binarily to indicate their time management level. And then for inferential analysis, I calculated the correlation value between time management and academic achievement, and then I interpret the value by using Pearson's correlation index. Okay. This is the data findings for research question number 1. As you can see here, the majority of teacher trainees have high time management level with 28 counts and 53.8%. And then the second one, 21 teaching trainees are in medium high level with 40.4%. And then in medium low level, there are 2 teaching trainees with 3.8%, and only 1 teaching trainees are in low time management level, which leads to 1.9%. Okay. Okay, to answer the research question, what is the level of time management among teacher trainees? The answer is majority of teacher trainees, 53.8%, 28 teacher trainees demonstrate a high time management level. High time management level means that their mean score of time management practices are between 4.10 until 5.00. Okay. Next, let's look at the data findings for time management practices in detail. Okay, so the time management practices that have the highest mean are the item number 11. I arrange my priorities according to the deadline with mean of 4.56. And then item number 13, I always finish my homework or tutorials before the deadline with mean of 4.42. And I can differentiate the important and non-important activities with mean of 4.40. And then the time management practices that have the lowest mean is I choose to stay in college so I can concentrate on learning with mean of 3.25. And the second lowest is item number 2, I study during my leisure time consistently. And the third lowest is I only allocate sufficient time during weekends to study. If you see here, their mean is between 3.0 until 5. Next. Okay, so 11 over 19 time management practices are in high category, and 8 over 19 time management practices are in moderate high category. This means that the teacher trainees implement the time management practices in a high and moderate high degree. Next. Okay, this is the correlation, the result of the correlation between time management and academic achievement. You can see here the correlation value is 0.532 and the p-value is less than 0.001. Next. Okay. To answer the research question, what is the correlation between time management and academic achievement among teacher trainees? There is a moderate positive relationship, correlation value 0.532 between time management and academic achievement among teacher trainees. We can see here 0.532 is moderate. Okay. And then there is a significant relationship because the p-value is less than 0.001 between time management and academic achievement among teacher trainees. As Pak mentioned, p-value less than 0.05 shows that the relation is significant. Okay. The conclusion, in conclusion, majority teacher trainees have high time management level and there is a significant and moderate positive relationship between time management and academic achievement among teacher trainees. Okay. For the recommendation for future research, I recommend that to expand the sample size, maybe we can just larger sample size consisting of more pupils, more teacher trainees from different cohorts, different courses, and maybe different RPG. And then we can, I also recommend to use mixed methods approach which integrate the quantitative and qualitative approach. This is because mixed method approach will make the findings deeper and also more detailed. Okay, the implications of this research, the first one is on teacher trainees, as the findings show that time management level influences academic achievement. It will encourage teacher trainees to practice time management for academic improvement. And also by the time management level finding, it will make them aware of their level and evaluate their time management practices to either maintain it or like improve it. And for educational organization, it encourages incorporating time management training to support academic success. For example, maybe they can conduct workshops and peer mentorship for time management. That's all.
Thank you, Ms. Farah, for the wonderful presentation. Before we continue, do we have any questions from the panelists?
Okay. Okay, first of all, congratulations, Farah, for your research and also your findings. Okay, I have one question related to the academic achievement, which is one element of your research. So, how do you actually measure the academic achievement of all your respondents?
Okay. I measure the academic achievement by measuring their CGPA because CGPA is a standard measurement of academic achievement. So I use the CGPA to measure the academic achievement.
Congratulations for being able to complete your research. Okay, here I would like to ask you one question. Did you have any problem with your data collection and how you overcome it?
Okay, I actually have one problem during the data collection. Since the data collection use online survey, so some of the respondents are like late to answer the survey, so it makes my research delay. And how I overcome it is that I set like due, as you can see. I set 1 week period for them to answer the question, so that they can answer the question in the site today.
Thank you, Mark.
Now, without further delay, let us welcome Ms. Irdina Shakira binti Safwan, who will present her research on the effect of academic pressure on PISMP Tesl June 21, July 25 teacher trainees, academic stress level, and their public strategies.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to our respected panel, Madam Sahadra and also Mr. Chan. My name is Irdina Shakira and I'm from the SO1 PSMP June 2021, July 2025. And my supervisor is Madam Salma Bukit Raza. So today I will present my research. Next. Okay, so my research title is The Effect of Academic Pressure on PSMP June 2021, July 2025. Since training academic stress level and their conflict strategies. So the reason why I choose this as my title because academic pressure is a common challenge for students, even those in schools and also in tertiary institutions. So I aim to investigate does academic pressure really affect their academic stress level and how they cope with it. So as for my background of the study, briefly academic pressure refers to any outside influences on the learning process that will affect students' stress level. So according to Valejo and 2023, academic pressure is frequently linked to the demanding academic standards, a busy schedule, and the desire to fulfill or surpass other people's expectations. So as a teacher training myself, somehow I also find myself experiencing academic pressure will then lead me to not be able to focus in my studies and my daily learning, and also affect my academic stress level and also my mental health. So, and this is supported by Chang 2019, where he stated that academic pressure has a direct impact on teacher training's mental health, professional development, and future effectiveness as educators, and it is essential to comprehend how academic pressure really affects their stress level. So, for my statement on the problem, most teacher trainees experience academic pressure, which can lead to the increasing of the academic stress level, and this is the academic pressure is influenced by the teacher trainee's attempt to achieve high level of academic success and also responsibilities of the teaching profession. So in short, teacher trainees feel pressure, pressure to perform well, and also pressure to meet their own academic expectation. And second, for the responsibilities of teaching profession. So as a teacher trainees, they need to be well prepared, effective, creative, and also need to set a good example for their future students. So it adds on to the pressure and increasing their academic stress level. And likewise, as mentioned by Scalvik 2020, demanding nature of the curriculum, practicum, exam, and also the standard established by peers and lecturers also contributed to the academic pressure and the stress level. So for my research purpose, based on my conceptual framework, my independent variable will be the academic pressure related to academic expectation and academic self-perception. And this will affect my dependent variable, which is the PSMP Tesl 21-35 teacher trainees academic stress level. And from this, it will also affect cognition strategies because teacher trainees will choose what kind of cognition strategies that they use to manage their academic pressure. Next. So for my research objective, it is to identify the effects of academic pressure on academic stress level among PSMP Tesl 21-35 teacher trainees. Second is to identify the difference between male and female PSMP Tesl 21-35 teacher trainees academic pressure. And lastly, to identify the cognitive strategies that can be used by PSMP Tesl 21-35 in handling the academic pressure. So my research question also aligned with my objective. So to answer both of these, I will be using descriptive analysis and also inferential analysis. So from there, I come out with another hypothesis, which is there is no difference between male and female PSMP Tesl 21-35 teacher trainees academic pressure. So to test whether my hypothesis is accepted or rejected, I will conduct an independent test.
So for my research significant, firstly, it will benefit Tesl teacher trainees because when they be able to identify what kind of pressure they are facing, they will able to use any solutions to handle the academic pressure and also decrease their academic stress level. And for future researchers, it allows for the possibility of conducting additional research on the same topic but with a different focus. For example, like it can be used as a resource in using the same topic but the sample will be from various intake and also courses. Next. So for my past research, I used three from local. The first one is from Muhammad Faizal Ali and Nur Shafrin Ahmad 2020, titled Stress and Conflict Strategies Among Program and Transformation During PTD Students at the Institute of Teacher Education Pulau Pinang, IPJ KKP. So from the study, it highlighted that students' primary stresses are related to their academic performance and learning environment cited by Gopal and 2010. So the primary stresses mentioned here are most like work notes and also assignment. So the research also highlighted that 34.1% PTD teacher trainees experience mild to moderate academic stress level. And for them to cope with it, they utilize both passive and active coping strategies. Passive coping strategies is like avoidance and also denial, meanwhile the active is time management. So the second one is by Lee, and Wardani, 2023, entitled The Influence of Academic Stress on Academic Performance among University Students. So in this study, it highlights how various stresses affect students' academic performance as well as potential coping mechanisms. So the stresses, most students agree that pressure to perform well affect students' academic performance. And the finding also highlighted that the level of academic stress among students are different based on their major and grade. For example, students who achieve higher grades experience lower academic pressure than those who do not. And lastly, for local research by Meng Choi, Chen Yingkon, Yun Pei Bun, and Kai Hui, titled Academic Stress and Anxiety Among Undergraduate Students in Malaysia, it identifies a number of important variables that are linked to academic stress. And the variables is like parental expectation, teacher expectation, and also competitive atmosphere in the classroom. And it also finds that students who are under a lot of stress frequently struggle to focus, stay motivated, and provide their best effort in academic process. So from this, it also leads to the increase in the academic stress level and also burnout. So for international research and past research, first one is from Dr. G.P. Bahubali and Dr. M. Shailaja and Dr. F. Vijayawardhani 2020, entitled Academic Stress Among Bachelor Education Teacher Trainees, where it examines the amount of stress that teacher trainees have as a result of their studies. So the research also found that academic pressure out of 690 teacher trainees, academic pressure has affected 65.36% of teacher trainees at a moderate level and 15.1% at a high level. And then from Gabriel A. and BWD 2015, examining perception of academic stress and its sources among university students, the perception of academic stress scale, and where it focuses on the multiple pressure that teacher trainees face, and the pressure is mostly from parental expectation. So you also find that stressors such as workload, exams, and expectation from peers and lecturers mostly affect teacher trainees' academic stress levels as cited by Hurricane 2012. And lastly, from VAM 2023, the study titled The Study on the Influence of Academic Pressure on Academic Performance, and as stated by Zhang S. and Zhang Y 2017, poor academic performance was linked to high level of academic pressure. So when the students experience a high level of academic pressure, they will have poor academic performance like lower grades. And this is supported by the research where it stated that only 20% of students under minimal academic pressure obtain comparable results compared to 60% of students under heavy academic pressure who receive below average grades. So from methodology, from my research approach, I use quantitative and survey by distributing questionnaire to my respondent. And for my population, is 27 Tesl PSMP June 2021 and July 2025 teacher trainees. And for my sampling, Given that 57 is my population, so according to Freshly and Morgan, 52 is the recommended sample. And how I come with 46 teacher trainees? Because I deducted 11 for my pilot study. And also utilize convenience sampling because due to logistic reason, and for my batch because it is the easiest for me to assess and they are readily available at the time of my study. So for my research instrument, which is questionnaire, I adapted two questionnaires from past research. The first one is from Penyelidikan and Gabriel. In the original questionnaire, it has two sections and a total 25. And I adapted 15 questions related to academic pressure. For the second one, adapted by Yin and Far 2010. A total of 26 questionnaires and I adapted 10 questions about coping strategies. So from this two, I come up with my questionnaire that 4 sections. Demographic background, stress related to academic expectation, stress related to teacher Chinese academic satisfaction, and also coping strategies. So for my data collection procedure, firstly I will treat the questionnaire by using the adapted questionnaire. And then I will get approval from my supervisor, who is Madam Salma. And then I will go to get expert validation. For my questionnaire, I went to Mr. Waswahiri, who is an expert in quantitative. And then from his feedback, I will make the adjustment and conduct my study to test the reliability. And lastly, I will distribute the questionnaire to the respondent and do the analysis. So for my data analysis procedure, firstly descriptive, I will use descriptive analysis to answer my research question 1 and research question 2, which is to find mean and the standard deviation. So from the mean, I will use the means for interpretation by Nanelli 1976. And for the inferential analysis, it is to answer research question 2. And an independent test will be utilized to test whether my hypothesis is accepted or rejected. And in short, differential analysis is used to assess conclusion about population or to make comparison between two groups. So this is the means for interpretation level by Nanelli. So I will focus on 3.01 to 4, which is medium high, and also 4.01 and 5, which is at high level. So first to answer my research question 1, which is what are the effects of academic pressure on academic stress level among PISMP Tesl 2021-2025 Chinese. So based on this level, overall mean for this is 4.13, which indicates that it is at high interpretation level. Suggests that all these 8 items contribute to the increasing of the academic stress level experience. And meanwhile, item 6, which is I feel the academic grades are very important to my future, has the highest mean score, which is 5.21, and this is also supported by the past research I mentioned before, where it stated that most students feel that pressure to perform well in their study really contribute to the academic stress level. So item 4 and 1, which is I feel the expectation of my parents are stressing me out, and there is too much competition among classmates as the mean of score at medium high level, so which is it is the less impactful among all the 8 items. So for the research question 2, is there a difference between male and female PISMP Tesl 21-35 teacher Chinese academic pressure? So if the p-value is above 0.05, it is not significant. And as for my study, the p-value is 0.081. So it suggests that there is no significant difference between male and female teacher Chinese academic pressure. Therefore, the null hypothesis is accepted. So as for my research question number 3, what are the concrete strategies used by PISMP Tesl 2021 and 2025 in handling the academic pressure? As you can see at the table, the overall mean score is 4.90, which is at the high level, suggests that most respondents use all the concrete strategies. Meanwhile, item 1, 6, and 10 get the highest mean score. And I will be focusing on item number 1, which is I try to do things that will make me feel happy about myself. So according to Maslow hierarchy of needs theory, particularly in the psychological needs, the needs suggest that my literature trainees do things that they love and also spend time with their loved one. It will help them to manage their academic pressure as well as this decrease in academic stress level. So for the conclusion, for argument, academic pressure does contribute to the increasing academic stress level. This can be seen in the data findings where all the items on the mean of four, above four really affect teacher training's academic stress level. And the second one, teacher trainers should have coping strategies that can help them manage the academic failure based on the research question number 3. Teacher trainers can choose any coping strategies that are suitable to the pressure that they are facing. And lastly, both male and female teacher trainees experience almost the same academic pressure and academic stress level because there is no significant difference between both female and male teacher trainees in their academic pressure. So for the recommendation, as this study only focused on Tesl teacher trainees, specifically 2021 and student first intake. So for the research, can maybe expand the sample by testing it on various intake and also courses. And second one, for the research can also investigate the relationship between academic standard with other variables. So maybe future research can make a relationship with the academic pressure with academic achievement or students' mental health. So as for the implication for teacher trainees, the study will help them to avoid excessive academic pressure by providing them the most suitable and most used coping strategies. So when they use suitable coping strategies, it will help them to manage their academic pressure as well as decrease their academic stress level. And as for future researcher, it can be used as a resource to conduct system research but with different sample of variables. So maybe can also test it on other intakes or courses, or maybe can across FPGM, so I will be giving a broader insight on the effects of academic pressure on teacher training stress level. So I think that's all from me.
All right, thank you, Ms. Idina, for the remarkable presentation. Just a quick reminder before we move to our next presenter. For the presenters, one bell at 50 minutes and two bells at 20 minutes. When we start the Q&A session, I'll ring one bell and two bells to signal the end. With utmost respect, I would now like to invite our respectful panelists for the Q&A session.
Okay, first of all, congratulations, Edina, for completing your research. Okay, now I find your research topic as highly relevant nowadays, I think, for you and for us as well, academician. Okay, I can see that you are actually investigating the academic pressure. You have two elements there, academic expectation and also academic self-perception. And then on the other side, you have the coping strategies. I think I would like you to explain a bit on how you come up with the set of questionnaire. Because I think you have two different sections there. Please explain.
As for the questionnaires, I adapted from the two past research. The first one is mainly on the academic pressure, and the first questionnaire is related to academic self-perception and also academic expectation. Therefore, I adapted that to my questionnaire, and for the coping strategies, I also adapted from the past research. Therefore, combining those two, I come up with my own questionnaire.
How many items altogether?
Altogether is 25 items.
Okay. Now, my follow-up question is that what is the most effective coping strategies?
Based on my data findings, the most used coping strategies and effective is I like to do enjoyable things in order to calm myself.
That is one particular item.
Yeah, that is the one particular item that has the highest score interpretation level, which is above 5.0.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Sana, for the insightful feedback. Now, we are honored to invite our exceptional presenter, Ms. Cik Wan Nur Adila binti Cik Wan Muhammad, who will present her research on the impact of time management strategies on the academic performance of top scorers among PISMP 21-25 Tesl teacher trainees in IPGM Pendidikan. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Ms. Cik Wan Nur Adila.
Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to the panel. Ini soalan dari Ahmad and Mr. Chancellor. So, and also to the audience. So, my name is Cik Onarakila binti Cik Muhammad, and today I will be presenting my research. The title is The Impact of Time Management Strategies on the Academic Performance of Top Scorers among PISMP 2025, 2021, 2025. Tesl Teacher Trainee at IPGN KDRI. And my supervisor is Miss Wan Khairulisa binti Wan Ibrahim. So the background of the study is first is the importance of time management in education. So as stated by Armugan et al. 2021, time management is essential as effective time management impacts overall performance and academic success, particularly for higher education students. And next, the effects of effective time management on academic performance. So, effective time management enables students to use time wisely and it leads to the good academic performance as stated by Ahmad et al. 2019. Okay. Next is there are also theories guiding the time management strategy. The first one is goal setting theory and also the Penyelidikan theory. Goal setting theory focuses on setting goal to achieve better academic performance. Meanwhile, Penyelidikan theory is dividing the task or coursework time management into important, immediate important, and also less important. Okay, next, the statement of problem. The first one is time management challenge for students. So students face numerous assignments, group project, and also exam. And overlapping deadline can cause stress and also potential burnout if time management isn't managed well, as stated by Tesl and al. 2018. Okay, next is balancing academic and personal commitment. Okay, so students juggle academic, part-time job, family obligation, and social activities, which can overwhelm them and limit their study time, as stated by Canberra 2004. And lastly, the impact of time management on the quality and grades. So, effective time management is linked to a better academic result, as stated by Futurana et al. 2021. Okay, so the purpose of my study is to explore how the scorers as a teacher trainee at IPGN KDRI use their time management strategy to achieve their academic success. So these are my research objective and these are my research question. Okay, so the first RQ is how do the top scorer among as a teacher trainee at IPGN KDRI manage their time? And RQ2, how do time management strategy utilized by the top scorers correlate with their academic performance outcomes? And the third research question is what are the main challenges encountered by the top scorers among lesson teacher trainee at IPGN KDRI in implementing time management strategy during their studies in IPGN? Okay, next, the significance of my research is by conducting this research, it allows me to the understanding effective time management, where the study explore how top scoring teacher trainee manage their time despite a heavy workload, where it provides insights into their strategies. And next is it shows the relationship between efficient time use and also the good academic performance. And lastly, the guidance. It is as a guidance for other teacher training, where the findings will offer valuable strategy for other teacher training at IPGN to improve their own time management skills and also their academic outcomes. Okay, so these are the related past research that correlate with my study. So based on both study, it emphasizes the critical role of time management skills in academic performance. And from the findings, the effective time management supports academic achievement and well-being. That reinforces the need for structured strategy to manage academic and personal demands. Okay, so the research design for my research is is qualitative, where I use interview and also document analysis. So based on this instrument, I can do the triangulation method, where I can cross-check and validate the data and also compare what they say about time management with their actual performance. Okay, next. Okay, so this is the population for my research, which is Tesl teacher training and PJN our cohort. And then the sample is 3 top scoring teacher training among the SMP 2021-2025 Tesl. I consider this criteria where they get the GPA 3.7 and above for each semester, and also their CGPA is 3.8 and above. And also they got practical, they got A plus for their practical phase 1. Okay, so this are my research instrument. The first one is I use a semi-structured interview, and then the document analysis, which is the academic performance record. This is consists of all 3 participants' academic. Okay, so the research procedure, and the first of all, I will obtain the permission from the Ministry of Education through IPGN KDRI to conduct my research, as you can see in the letter. And then I conduct the semi-structured interviews, and then collect the academic formal records, and then I started to analyze the data. Okay, so this is the data collection procedure. The first one, I start with identify and contact participant, and then I collect their GPA data. After that, I conduct the semi-structured interview using the Zoom, and then I transcribe the interview using the thematic analysis that require me to categorize the data into team, and then I have to do the team refinement and then cross-referencing the insight from the interview with the GPA data, and lastly I illustrate the quotes. Okay, so to analyze my data, I use thematic analysis approach by by familiarizing the data, and then I generate initial code, and then searching for the team, and then review the team, and find and limit the team, and lastly I will write the report. Okay, so this is the findings of my data. Okay, so the finding from the research question 1, which is how do the top scorers among PISMP 2021-2025 lesson teacher trainees at IPJN KDRI manage their time? Okay, so there are 4 things that come out from the first research question. The first one is self-discipline. So, as stated by all the 3 participants, they incorporate self-discipline in their stuff. Okay, as we can see here, the participant A and B live in rental house, but they stay can discipline their stuff by being punctual and also do the planning. For example, when the class starts at 8, they make sure that they arrive at IPG around 5 minutes early or 10 minutes early. Meanwhile, for the C, she lives in the hostel, so it's easier for her to manage her time. Okay, so the next one is time management technique. Okay, so there are few time management techniques that are used by all 3 participants, but all 3 participants kind of have a similar technique for managing their time. Okay, for example, participant A, she did the strategic scheduling and also prioritize the most important task or coursework, and then she set a goal where she has specific academic goals that she wants to achieve on each semester. Meanwhile, participant B also come up with the similar technique with participant A and also participant C. Okay, next is they balance their academic and personal obligation effectively. So how? Okay, so for the participant A, she said that she have a structured routine for her academic tasks and also her self-care. Okay, for example, on weekday, she stick to the weekdays routine. For example, going to the class in the morning and at evening she might do the tutorials, and at night she did the coursework and also some tutorials. While on the weekend, she emphasized her weekend to do more self-care, like going out with her friends or taking care of herself. Okay, next is for participant B. She did the planning and in her planner, she planned and she made sure that she have extra or personal personal thing that she include in her planner. And and also for the participant C, as she lives in the hostel, so she have the chance to save time on the unit. For example, she said that she don't need to go out to find the food because in the IBG we have the cafe, so it saves her time. So she can prioritize her time more to do something academic related. Okay, the next thing is balancing academic and extracurricular commitments effectively. So, participant B, she said that she is mindful on her time. So, whenever there are unexpected changes, she makes sure that she is able to adapt to the changes and make herself being flexible. And then for participant C, she did the planning and also taking break if needed. Okay. Next. Okay, so the next finding for RT2, which is how do time management strategy utilized by the top scorers among PISMP 2021-2025 Tesl teacher training correlate with their academic performance outcomes. So, from this RT2, there are 4 things that I came out with. Okay, so the first one is the impact of procrastination on academic performance. So as you can see, all 3 participants emphasize that doing the task early can reduce stress and also enhance the quality of their coursework. So it allowed them to get a higher academic. And then the of stress management on academic performance. So for participants A and B, they share that they have a good support system and they also take a break to rest their mind, to get more time for to keep in the track studying. Okay, next is for participant C. She said that she take breaks and also she write down the things that she have to do for every week. Okay, next. The impact of poor time management on academic performance. So, I said by participant A, okay, for example, she said that by doing, if she had a distraction, she might neglect her study time. So, for example, during the Ramadan, she said that after going for iftar and Maghrib, she studied and then she neglect the study time. So because of tired. Okay, next, participant B also mentioned that distraction can make her GPA result to suffer. And then the next thing is learning technique as a time management strategy. So the technique used for them to manage their time is by doing the daily to-do list for participant A. And she also emphasized that focus on the class and take note also also help her in the academic performance, as she said that she can save her time, self-study time, because in the class she already focused and grasp the knowledge. And then for participant B, she do the learning techniques such as time allocation to help, and by doing this, it helps her to reduce her stress. So, it allows her to get a
affected academic performance. Okay, next. Okay, the next are findings for RQ3, which is what are the main challenges encountered by the top scorer among PISMP 2021-2025 Tesl teacher trainees in implementing time management strategy during their study in MGM. So the first main challenges is procrastination, as all of the participants have the procrastination tendency because they are overwhelmed by the workload, and then they have challenges in balancing academic extracurricular commitment where they face challenges when there are unexpected changes come across. Okay, for example, during they have the meeting for committee at night, but suddenly the lecturer said that there are class replacement at that night, so that quite challenges for them. Okay, next challenge is exhaustion, where, as mentioned by participant A, she said that effective from fasting during Ramadan can cause to the lower academic performance. This is proven in the data, where I can see that during year 2 SEM 2, and that was on the Ramadan month, she got the second lowest grade from all semester. Because after marriage, she said that she is tired and she didn't study much. And then for participant C, also she also has some same challenges, which is exhaustion, mentally and physically. Okay, next. So the conclusion for both RQ is the first RQ. The conclusion for RQ1 is effective time management through that self-discipline, structured scheduling, and prioritization help to balance their academic and personal commitments. Meanwhile, for RQ2, there is positive correlation between effective time management and high academic performance, where effective time management positively impacts academic performance by reducing stress and increasing engagement through proactive scheduling and also early task initiation. And why for RQ3, the key challenges include the procrastination, balancing commitments, and also exhaustion. And to overcome these challenges, they have to be flexible and they have to prioritize and also adapt to the changes. Okay, so these are my recommendations. First of all, is for research instrument, I use a mixed method approach with qualitative, which is interview, and also quantitative, which is survey too. Because a survey can help to capture broader data. And next, for research population, researcher can include training for multiple IBGM institutions with diverse academic backgrounds to compare time management strategy used by them. And then for future study, researcher can explore external factors like institutional support, resources, and cultural influences on time management, as it allows them to understand their impact on time management practice. Okay, next. The implication. Okay, so for teacher training, strategies like prioritizing tasks and setting realistic goals can boost academic performance and reduce their stress. And tools like planners and reminders can help manage responsibility, which allow them to reduce their stress and also become an essential habit for teaching career. So, and lastly, for IPGM can support trainees by offering practical modules on goal setting, prioritization, and also workload and organization. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you, Ms. Nur Atila. Now I would like to invite our panelists for the Q&A session.
About conversation to get one know of Ambilan for your completion of your research, and with a great effort, you are able to perform your IMA well. Here I have one question regarding the topic of time management. Okay, but what motivated you and inspired you to carry out this research? As you are one of the students and the training leader in this batch.
Okay, so for me, from my experience, I also strive with time management where I tend to procrastinate when there are too many workload, for example, assignment and tutorial given by the lecturer. So that's why I intend to do the research to explore how top scorers in our cohort manage their time and be able to get good academic performance regardless the workload.
Okay, good answer.
Yes, congratulations, Cik Wana Arfila, for completing your research, and it is qualitative, and I am super happy to see the rich data that you have. Okay, as I browse through your slide, however, I think I have more comments than questions, because I understand, because just now we look at the quantitative perspective already from Edina, yeah, and now we are looking at the qualitative perspective. Okay, now in the beginning, I am starting to give my comments. I don't know, maybe somebody could please write down my comments. Okay, the first one, I look at your title, the impact of time management strategies on the academic performance of top scorers among PISMP 2021-2025 Tesl teacher trainees at IPGM KDRI. I thought it is a quantitative study. It is because of the way you put the title. It is very important that you use the correct wording. Okay, so when we talk about the impact of something, it sounds really like quantitative effects, but we don't use that kind of wording for quantitative. Okay, so next, I still follow through. I like the way you put the statement of problem. And then we look at the purpose of the study. That's correct, to explore. But then when it comes to the research objectives, when you use the verb like to identify, to examine, and to investigate, all those words are used for quantitative. So you need to replace those two words with something like explore, not using this kind of word because those are quantitative terms. Okay? But the way you put the research question, they are all correct. When you start asking how do, what are, those are correct for quantitative. Okay. Next, when you go to the significance of the research, it's correct again because this study explores. That's correct. However, when you start using the word, the study highlights the relationship. Then it sounds quantitative again. When you start finding the correlation, the significant, those are all the quantitative verbs. Avoid using that. You can discuss more with Miss Lisa, and I'll start discussing with her too. Because we do stop learning, right? Related past research identified a positive correlation. Yes, I understand that is because these researchers, Sabir, Aisha, and Abid, they did conduct a quantitative research. Yes, that's why they use the positive correlation, but you cannot because you are doing quantitative research. Okay, so another thing, when we talk about qualitative, we are talking about triangulation. Why do we do triangulation, Cik Manawaki? Because, try to answer.
Because I use multiple data sources, for example, like interview and also the performance record.
Okay, that's your answer. What is a triangle? General question, what is a triangle? It's a shape with three different corners, right? So you have three things. So when we talk about triangulation, we need to have three different sources. Okay, I'm telling you something there. So you have interview, you have document analysis. When you conduct interview, do you conduct interview for who? Actually, did you conduct the interview? For the students, right? For other participants. You don't have teachers, you don't have pupils, but you only have one. And then you have document analysis. Those are two instruments. We need three. That's why we do triangulation. To check, to balance, to check whether they are all aligned. Okay, so this is correct. When you cross-check and validate the data, when you compare what they say about time management with their actual performance. Okay, I like it so much. When you come up with all those data, okay, maybe one last question from me. When you have the population, and then you want to select your participants. In qualitative, we call them participants. We don't call them respondents. So you choose the three top scoring teacher trainees. Consistent GPA, practical. You look at GPA, you look at practical, and they are the representative from all the three groups. That's the 1, 2, 3. I noticed when you discuss in your interview question, you also ask about extracurricular. Yeah. Okay. So that is a part of the interview question, right? Is there any part you consider that as you choose your sample, the extracurricular activities? That's my question.
Because my sample,
Sorry, you have your population, then you choose your three samples, three participants. Those are your samples. When you choose them, you have this criteria: GPA, practical, and then you make sure that they are from SO1, SO2, SO3. Did you consider any extracurricular aspect as you choose to participate?
Yes, I consider. For example, my participant A is quite active in joining the innovation. Meanwhile, participant B also in a community like Bureau BBA.
What is that?
Protocol. And then for participant C, she also involved in so many competitions such as public speaking.
So yes, so, you actually considered extracurricular as one good criteria for the sampling, right? Okay, I understand. Okay, I'm happy with this research. I think you gained a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Samana and Mr. Chan for the constructive criticism. While we wait the decision from our panel regarding the selection of the best presenter, I would like to thank our presenters for their hard work, dedication, and insightful research presentations. Thank you to our esteemed panel of examiners for their guidance and invaluable feedback. We hope that today's presentations have inspired new ideas and sparked interest in furthering education research.
We have got our are you collecting our marker? Okay, I need to write something. Second.
thank you.
Okay. Have you taken any photos or giving any
Yeah.
award? Yeah.
Don't give yet.
Okay, let's take one.
At this time, we respectfully invite Assessor 1, Madam Hajah Sahana, and Mr. Chan to give the present to the best presenter.
Okay.
We invite Miss Archana, daughter of
Almost there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Alright.
Thank you so much.
Okay, can we take a photo from here? Do we sit down or do we stand up? Our session for photo session.
I think we stand up.
Stand.
Thank you.